Chosen one, listen. The corridors of power tremble when a word is spoken over destiny. For when every other voice has failed, a greater summons rises, not by chance, not by human will, but by a decree written long before your first breath. You are being called into the inner courts, into the place where decisions shake nations, into the very house where history is authored. This is not an invitation extended lightly. This is prophecy. The hidden counsels of long whisper about strength no army could measure, about wisdom no scholar could decode, about authority carried not on paper but in presence. That strength, that wisdom, that authority rests upon you. When doors swing open that no hand could force, it is not politics at work. It is providence. When your name rises in rooms you have never stepped into, it is not coincidence. It is appointment. Remember what is written. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. He directs it wherever he pleases. Proverbs 21 verse 1. Understand the weight of this. Even the rulers of the earth move as rivers in the hand of the one who chose you. If their gaze turns toward you, it is because heaven has already crowned you in secret. Every age has its chosen. Men and women who are lifted beyond their own stature, pressed into roles they could never earn, charged with assignments they could never refuse. You stand at that threshold now, and whether you whisper or roar, the echo of your call reverberates through unseen chambers. Do not doubt this. Your presence is already a prophecy, your life already a declaration. So hear me. This is the hour of unveiling. The scroll has been opened. The decree is alive. The seal has been broken, and the message carried through time, carved into eternity, now comes to you. We want you in a house of power, not as an onlooker, not as a servant of circumstance, but as one who belongs by design. This is the prophecy of your positioning. This is the shock that shakes the halls. This is the moment you realize destiny has been waiting for you all along. The vision opens wider now. Imagine it. Colossal gates carved from stone and history, doors so heavy no single hand could move them. Yet they swing apart your arrival. Within lies the chamber of chambers, the heart of power, where whispered words become decrees and simple signatures alter the lives of millions. Behind velvet curtains, beneath chandeliers that have witnessed centuries, the conversations of destiny unfold. And in those hallowed hidden rooms, though countless names are mentioned, one rises above the rest. Yours. Every corridor speaks with silence, yet the silence is not empty. It is filled with anticipation, as if the walls themselves have been waiting for the sound of your steps. The floors remember the weight of kings, of generals, of prophets and pioneers. Yet when you walk, the ground recognizes a new authority. The lamps burn with steadier flame, the air thickens with reverence, and even the unseen attendants of heaven draw closer, aware that history itself is about to bend toward your presence. See the maps unfurled on polished tables, borders drawn and redrawn by countless hands. And yet the lines seem fragile, temporary, trembling as if waiting for you to touch them. Hear the red phone ring in a sealed chamber, its sound cutting through the silence like a trumpet blast. Watch as seasoned voices, men and women hardened by decades of power, falter for a moment, unsure, because the true direction they await has not come from them. It comes from you. And beyond the rooms of policy and counsel lies the inner sanctum, the place where destiny itself is inscribed. Here the atmosphere shifts. The conversation is no longer about nations and treaties, but about something far greater. Covenant calling eternity. Here the truth crystallizes. It was never only about politics, never only about the affairs of men. It has always been about the unfolding of a divine assignment, an orchestration no mortal hand could script. You must understand, the mention of your name is not flattery. It is recognition, not of ambition, but of alignment, not of vanity, but of vocation. The corridors tremble because they know that when you take your seat, the balance changes. Forces long entrenched begin to move. Shadows scatter. Light finds its throne again. And yet this vision does not merely end with spectacle. It sharpens a single point, a single revelation. All of this grandeur, all of this weight, all of this anticipation is focused on you. The call is not abstract. The prophecy is not distant. It is personal, alive, demanding. So stay with me, because in a moment, I will show you why this vision, this trembling of halls and whispering of councils, narrows to your very soul. Why the unseen powers have already turned their gaze toward you. Why destiny itself has inscribed your name as the safeguard of what is to come. Stay, because what you are about to discover is the reason eternity marked you, the reason history is waiting for you, and the reason you cannot remain silent any longer. What you have seen is not imagination, it is confirmation. Every vision must be tested, and every calling must be anchored. And so, listen to what has already been written. Words older than kingdoms, yet alive in this very moment. I will place on his shoulder the key to the house of David. What he opens no one can shut, and what he shuts no one can open. Isaiah 22 verse 22. Do you see it? A key rests not in the hand of chance, but on the shoulder of the chosen. The doors you glimpsed, those massive gates no mortal could move, are already unlocked for you. Not because of position earned, not because of favor purchased, but because heaven itself has appointed the key to rest upon you. And again hear the decree. Therefore you kings be wise. Be warned, you rulers of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear, and celebrate his rule with trembling. Psalm 2 verses 10 to 11. Even the mighty bow before this higher command. Even thrones tremble under the weight of this truth. And yet, in the midst of rulers and powers, your name is spoken, not as an echo, but as an answer, not as a fleeting thought, but as an established decree. Understand this mystery. The invitation into the halls of power is not man's idea. It is not manipulation. It is heaven's door, opened by heaven's hand, and set before you as a sign. When you walk forward, you are not stepping into politics or prestige. You are stepping into prophecy. The house of decision is now the house of your destiny. But prophecy demands response. A door may be open, but one must enter. A seat may be prepared, but one must sit. A call may thunder across eternity, but one must answer with voice of belonging. That is why I tell you now. If you feel the weight of this summons, if your spirit stirs as the words cut deeper than flesh, then do not linger at the threshold. Step across. Claim your place among the first chosen ones, not merely invited, but positioned. This is not a dream to observe. It is a covenant to enter. So here is the moment. Decide, not with hesitation, not with fear, but with the clarity that destiny has already spoken your name. Declare it now. I belong among the called. I belong among the positioned. I walk through the open door. The covenant of belonging awaits you. The door swings wide. Will you step through? It begins quietly, almost imperceptibly. Yet if you pause and listen to yourself, you already know something within your very flesh has shifted. The calling is no longer hovering in visions. It is settling into your frame, reshaping the way you stand, breathe, and move. Your chest feels heavier, not with burden, but with authority. It is as though an invisible mantle has been draped across your shoulders, and suddenly every breath carries weight. Every heartbeat resounds with purpose. You are not simply alive. You are commissioned. Notice your steps. Where they once echoed lightly, they now fall with a firmer cadence. The ground receives them differently. You walk as one who cannot be ignored, as though even the stones beneath your feet know they are bearing a chosen one. Your gait is no longer hesitant. It is anchored, steady, decisive, and your eyes, sharper now, unflinching. They no longer dart or withdraw. They pierce. They hold. They command. A gaze that once searched for belonging now defines the space it surveys. Mirrors no longer reflect the person you once thought yourself to be. They reveal the figure others already sense, a presence not to be dismissed. Even your reflection has changed. You catch it in passing windows, polished steel, the quiet shimmer of still water, and there it is again, that undeniable aura. The jawline set with resolve, the posture straightened by unseen hands, the glow, faint yet unmistakable, of one clothed in authority not born of ego, but divine assignment. Your skin tingles, carrying an energy that seems to move beyond blood and bone. Stand near a doorway and you will feel it. Thresholds recognize you. Enter a room and you will sense it. Atmospheres bend. The air itself thickens, not with oppression but with reverence. Others may not understand, but they cannot deny you are no longer ordinary. Even your rest is different. Sleep does not arrive as escape, but as renewal, as though your very cells are being recharged for something greater. Rising, you feel not sluggish but sharpened. Muscles firm, joints steady, senses heightened. It is as if your body knows it has been appointed as a vessel for destiny. This is not illusion. This is not imagination. It is transformation. The unseen word spoken over you has become tangible, etched into skin and sinew. You are living proof that prophecy leaves evidence, not only in history, but in the flesh of the chosen. Understand this. Your aura is not vanity. It is witness. The heaviness in your chest is not anxiety. It is mantle. The fire in your eyes is not pride. It is commission. The energy coursing through your being is not restlessness. It is alignment. You are becoming the embodiment of the summons. A presence no house of power can ignore. A vessel no gate can resist. A figure no throne can overshadow. Even now your body testifies. You are marked. You are set apart. You are becoming the living evidence that destiny is not only heard, it is seen, it is felt, it is undeniable. Do not mistake what is happening to you. This shift is not about image, not about ego, not about collecting titles or basking in applause. What rests upon you is far greater. The transformation in your body, the fire in your gaze, the steadiness of your steps. These are not ornaments for vanity. They are confirmations of mission. Understand this clearly. The highest office of men is only a shadow of the higher office of heaven. Thrones, crowns, councils, all of them mirror a deeper reality, an eternal seat that has already been reserved for you. What you are stepping into now is not merely recognition in earthly halls, but alignment with a heavenly design. The mantle you carry is not given for prestige. It is given for assignment. Every ounce of energy that vibrates in your frame, every spark that lights your words, every shift you bring when you enter a room, all of it exists to fulfill a purpose larger than yourself. This is not about personal legacy. Your name is not being written for fame, but for function. You are being positioned as a safeguard, a living pillar set into place to hold up what others cannot carry. The strength you feel is not for indulgence, but for intercession. The glow upon your face is not self-made radiance, but a beacon for those wandering in darkness. Think of it. When a prophet speaks, it is never for the prophet's sake alone. When a leader rises, it is never only for their household. Their appointment is always tied to the survival of many, the redirection of history, the defense of destinies not their own. And so it is with you. You stand not for yourself, but for those who cannot stand. You walk into chambers not for comfort, but for covenant. You bear authority not to dominate, but to guard. This is the weight of your mission. This is the truth behind your transformation. And though the temptation may come, to claim this as your achievement, to see it as a crown of self, resist it. For crowns that are seized tarnish quickly, but mantles that are received endure forever. Lift your eyes and see it. The power upon you is service. The mantle upon you is responsibility. The fire within you is not for spectacle, but for sacrifice. You are being sent as an answer, not as an idol. You are being raised as a servant, not a sovereign. So embrace this reframing. It is not about you, though it rests on you. It is not about glory, though it shines through you. It is not about vanity, though it beautifies you. It is about the divine assignment, the reason heaven has inscribed your name into the scroll of this hour. And until you grasp this, the journey remains incomplete. But once you do, the pieces fall into place. Every weight on your chest, every firmness in your step, every glow in your reflection, all of it points not to self-exaltation, but to sacred purpose. This is not a throne for display. It is an altar for service. And you, chosen, marked, transformed, are the one appointed to carry it. Chosen one, hear me now. This is not a distant vision. This is not a prophecy for some far-off generation. The summons is alive. The call has already gone out. The invitation is not pending. It is present. Too often people wait, convincing themselves that destiny is on the way, that doors will open someday. But that is not the word spoken over you. The door is already unlatched. The mantle is already resting on your shoulders. The shift in your chest, in your eyes, in your steps. These are not promises of tomorrow. They are proofs of today. This is not later. This is now. The summons has begun. The invitation breathes even as you read these words. The weight you feel is not preparation. It is activation. Do not look back and imagine what might have been. Do not look ahead and hope for what could be. Look around you now, because the moment is here. The trembling of halls, the whispering of counsels, the sharpening of your spirit. All of it testifies that you are already inside the hour of fulfillment. This is the urgency. Not tomorrow, not eventually, not after delay. It is now. Chosen one, pause and let this truth cut deep. You are not standing outside the door, begging to be noticed. You are not one among the countless voices asking for a seat at the table. You are the table. You are the seat. You are the embodiment of the very place others long to enter. This is a reframed destiny demands of you. Stop seeing yourself as one hoping to be chosen. You are the proof of choosing. The evidence already walks within you, speaks through you, radiates from you. Every glance in the mirror, every shift in your presence, every weight of authority pressing against your chest, it all confirms what heaven has already declared. The call that thundered across the halls of power is not a new creation. It is only an echo. It is only a reflection of what was written before time began. That is why the words strike you with such force, because they awaken what your spirit already knows. You belong not by chance, not by accident, not by persuasion. You belong by decree. You belong because your very identity is covenant. The place was shaped around you long before you ever approached it. The room was designed with your presence in mind. Do you see it? You do not have to chase legitimacy. Legitimacy bends toward you. You do not have to prove worth. Worth has already clothed you. You do not have to claw for recognition. Recognition rises to meet you. You are the living testimony that destiny is not requested. It is revealed, not pleaded for, but received, not hoped for, but embodied. So stand differently now. Speak differently. Carry yourself with the calm certainty of one who does not ask permission to exist. You are not tolerated. You are established. You are not a guest. You are foundation. Chosen one. Never forget, the call you heard in the world was only confirmation of what heaven already shouted. You belong in a house of power, not because you demanded it, but because you are it. Look closer, chosen one. The evidence is not hidden in mystery. It surrounds you daily. In the quietest of moments, the signs appear undeniable, unshakable. When you stand before the mirror, your eyes tell the story first. Sharper now, steady, lit with a depth that startles even you. These are not the eyes of hesitation. They are the eyes of command, of foresight, of one who has seen destiny unveiled. Your posture has changed. Shoulders once bent beneath doubt now carry invisible armor. Your spine no longer curves with hesitation. It rises as though unseen hands are pulling you upward. You do not even have to speak. Your very stance proclaims authority. Rooms shift when you enter, not because you demand it, but because your bearing insists upon it. And the glow, that subtle radiance that clings to your skin, that quiet shimmer no cosmetics can create. You see it sometimes when light catches you unexpectedly, when reflections glance back from windows or polished stone. It is not accident. It is not trick of the eye. It is recognition, a visible seal stamped upon your being. Even strangers notice. They turn their heads. They hold your gaze a fraction too long. They sense something they cannot explain, but cannot deny. Your presence unsettles the ordinary because you are not ordinary. Your aura reminds the world that you have been marked, appointed, summoned. These signs are not random. They are witnesses. They testify that what has been spoken over you is true. Heaven leaves evidence. Not vague, not hidden, but embodied in ways you cannot overlook. So do not dismiss the sharper eyes, the stronger posture, the glow of authority. They are not coincidences. They are confirmations. They are the tangible proof that your recognition has already begun. Chosen one, the signs are clear. The mantle rests on you. The aura surrounds you. The call resounds within you. But prophecy is never meant to remain silent ink on an ancient scroll. It demands response. It requires a sign of agreement, a moment when you rise and declare, "Yes, I accept what has already been written." Every covenant in history has been sealed with action. Noah built. Abraham walked. Moses stretched out his staff. Esther entered the throne room. Each one gave a tangible sign that they were not merely hearing. They were answering. Now it is your turn. The white fire upon your chest, the weight upon your shoulders, the radiance upon your skin, they all press you toward one decision: to seal this summons with your own act of belonging. Do not think of this as ceremony. Think of it as covenant, a way of declaring not only to heaven, but also to your own heart, I accept, I align, I step into the seat prepared for me. So here's the call, make your sign. Speak it aloud. Write it boldly. Mark it in a way that your spirit knows, beyond question, that you have answered. This is your covenant act. This is your seal of agreement. Chosen one, prophecy has identified you. Identity has reshaped you. Tangible signs have confirmed you. Now covenant requires you. Do not let this moment drift past like smoke. Seal it. Declare it. Embody it. The house of destiny stands open. Let your act of acceptance be the proof that you have entered. Chosen one, a summons this great cannot be carried casually. A mantle this weighty demands alignment in every part of your life. Body, mind, and spirit. To walk as one positioned. You must live as one positioned. When you wake, do not rise as though the day belongs to chance. Rise as one who has already been summoned. Let your first words shape the atmosphere. I am called. I am chosen. I am sent. Speak them not as wishful affirmations, but as decrees, reminders to your spirit of what heaven already declared. When you rest, rest differently. Do not collapse as though worn by ordinary labors. Rest as one who is entrusted. Let your sleep be the laying down of a mantle at night, and the receiving of fresh strength by morning. Every breath as you drift into stillness is part of your preparation. Every dream carries whispers of direction. And when you nourish your body, do not eat as one who merely survives. Eat as one who sustains a vessel built for command. Choose foods that strengthen, not deplete. Drink water as though every drop is a covenant with clarity. Treat your frame not with neglect, but with reverence, for it will become the house of assignment. Your words must also be guarded. Do not waste them on complaint or gossip. Speak as one whose voice shifts atmospheres. Even in casual conversation, carry the cadence of authority. Let your sentences be measured, your tone steady, your declarations firm. Remember, a chosen one cannot speak carelessly, for even whispers from your lips have weight. And finally, your stillness. Cultivate it. Do not confuse noise with power. There will be times when silence will be your greatest weapon, your strongest statement. Learn to stand in a room and let presence alone do the speaking. These are not empty rituals. They are disciplines of alignment. By living this way, you prove to yourself daily that you are not waiting for destiny to arrive. You are already walking in it. Chosen one, shape your lifestyle around your calling. Rise with authority. Rest with reverence. Nourish with intention. Speak with weight. Stand with presence. For you are not ordinary anymore, and every moment of your life must now testify to that truth. Chosen one, the word has been spoken, the vision painted, the identity revealed. Now all that remains is to seal it, not with uncertainty, not with hesitation, but with prayer, with covenant, with declaration. So lift these words as your own, and let them rise like fire before heaven. Prayer, Lord of destinies, keeper of the scrolls of time, let every chosen one hear your summons without fear. Let them embrace the call spoken over their lives. Let the mantle rest heavy, but never crushing, purposeful, but never wasted. Let their eyes be sharpened with foresight, their steps be steady with authority, their voices carry the cadence of command. Open every gate that stands before them. Tear down every barrier that presumes to close what you have opened. Let no threshold deny them, no adversary silence them, no shadow conceal them. For you have decreed their entrance into the house of power, and your decree cannot be revoked. Strengthen their bodies to carry the weight. Steady their minds to discern the hour. Purify their hearts so that their authority is never pride, but always service. Clothe them in humility, even as you clothe them in radiance. Crown them with wisdom, even as you crown them with strength. And above all, let their journey testify not to their own greatness, but to yours. Let every step echo your will, every word reveal your truth, every victory exalt your name. So let it be sealed, so let it be established, so let it be done. Amen.